they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira, still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud down, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego die the political, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My egun don't. Mayegun la wa mo la mo do do do. Mayegun diary.
Good afternoon to you, good morning to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun diary. Mayegun ti de o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun diary. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary. Mayegun diary.
In Nigeria, they say you cannot shame the shameless. And that's exactly what, the new UK or medical travel for Buhari is indeed representing. You cannot shame the shameless.
Mayegun lawamo, do do do. Mayegun diary.
Meanwhile, I'm actually live on Instagram as well. I decided to try that on the side just for my friends on Instagram. Okay, so if you come across it, well, it is not an accident. I am actually live on Facebook, YouTube, and then Instagram. And if you want to listen to the audio broadcast of Mayegun, just go on to www.diasporaradiointernational.com. Go on there, you will be able to listen to Mayegun.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá ayé ẹ̀sùnra yìí, aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò ayé ẹ̀sùnra yìí, òwúrọ̀ olóṣèlú ayé ẹ̀sùnra yìí.
Nigeria have spent over $20 billion on, 20 billion naira rather. I take that back. Nigeria has spent over 20 billion naira since on the Aso Rock Clinic since Buhari and APC Egbekegbe came to power. And not for once did either Buhari or Shibajo, Buhari's family, or any one of those who they said they were used, they built the Aso Rock Clinic for. There was never a time they actually used it, including the Buhari himself. 20 billion naira on As Old Rock Clinic, and yet the only place that Buhari seek medical pilgrimage is in the UK. You cannot shame the shameless, they say. Of course, this theory, or let me say this saying, is that of this Nigeria, a failed country with failed criminal leaders who always want to force respect and patriotism, so to say, but they lack one thing. It is shame. And that's why they say you cannot shame the shameless. As you are watching this video, Nigeria, or let me say Nigerians, are battling with fuel scarcity. Yes, it's more than 18 days now, almost 3 weeks. Nigerians have been queuing and battling the fuel scarcity that they have no idea when that is going to end. As you are watching this video, Nigeria teachers, let me say university lecturers, ASU, they are currently on an indefinite strike, which simply means education in Nigeria is currently in comatose. It's always been in comatose. And in this whole thing, yeah, even in the crisis of Russia, Ukraine, Nigerians, they're getting trapped, trekking for hours, for days, only to be, to end up being denied entry in so many borders. All this chaos you have been reading about, including the looming ones. Buhari gives no damn about anybody. He left Nigeria today for Kenya. Kenya, where they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. Maybe he's going there to say a personal thank you to Uhuru Kenyatta, since they were about to throw Nigeria under the bus. Yes, maybe some of you have not been following that, yeah? Kenya is the country where Nnamdi Kanu got kidnapped. And as we speak, the Kenya Supreme Court, the Kenya Judiciary, put it this way, yeah? The Kenya Minister of Justice, as we speak, they said they are already at their own courts denying their involvement in disappearance or kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu last year, but it was on the request of Nigeria to kidnap him. When they kidnapped him, they didn't take him through their legal system in order to extradite him properly to Nigeria. That would take months, right? So they decided to kidnap him and send him to Nigeria. Now, there are court cases dragging Kenya out now to come and explain their role in the kidnapping and extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu, right? And as we speak, Kenya is denying any involvement in this. You know what they said? They said, yes, Nnamdi Kanu came into Kenya, right, legally. And they have the documentation of where he visited and all that, but they have no record of him leaving Kenya. Nnamdi Kanu told his own lawyers, he said, the Kenya security guys who kidnapped him at the airport, Nigeria told them that he is in Kenya to contact the El Shabaab, right? And it was the lies that Nigeria, Malamu, that's Attorney General of Nigeria, the lies they sold to Kenya authorities that Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya to see El Shabaab, the terrorists in that part of Africa. When it came out to be a lie, yeah, they had nothing to do with Nnamdi Kanu. He told them, then let me go. They said, no, we can't do that. Your arrest, which later turned out to be a kidnapping, was from the highest authority. Now, as they are dragging Nigeria, dragging Nigeria from all over the world, dragging Kenya into it, the Kenya came out and they said, you know what? Yes, he came to our country, but we don't know how he left our country. We don't know how he got there. You know what I mean? So Buhari is stopping it by in Kenya to see Uhuru Kenyatta, maybe just to put a final touch to what they are going to lie about in case this end up in international court or whatever, right? Whatever it is, they can do that under the disguise of other things, right? But he's stopping by in Kenya, then continuing to the UK. He's coming to the UK for medical, they call it for medical checkup. That is the president of a country that has 200 million people who have no access to real health care. Yeah, is coming here for medical checkup. And when we talk about that, you'll see the same, what do you call the same suffering and smiling sufferheads born to suffer unboot slaves. Yeah, they would defend their slave masters. Like I said, you cannot shame the shameless. No one can shame the shameless, but you can remind the shameless people, right? Of the shameless things they are doing, in case if they want to rub it on you by blackmailing you of a patriotism. Where is your patriotism in your leader who keep reminding you? Where is that patriotism that after 7 years in power, there is no single medical facility in the entire Nigeria built by the Nigerian government for the Nigerian people that could take care of your own president as we speak? And then, you know, the news of this Russia, what do you call it? The Russia and Ukraine war. We have been reacting. The whole world has been reacting. Everybody is trying to, you know, do one or two things and all that, helping those who are trapped in the whole kind of the war zone as we speak. But up to this moment, no single shingbai is heard from Buhari, even though some of you are angling right now, jumping up and down like headless chickens, right? Jumping up and down everywhere, you know, championing for your ancestors to come, I mean, to continue, even when this dying one eventually pass out, Abi. So, Buhari hasn't made any statement, but guess what? I was reading it in the paper earlier where they said that Nigeria is going to sanction Russia. Okay, since we are in the era of sanction, war, sanction, and the rest of that, yeah, you may think that maybe at the end of the day, this may actually not really touch Nigeria, but it will touch Nigeria. So far, so good, yeah. Let me touch this now. The part where you probably will wish you have a leadership in this regard, but you don't. And some of you are not ashamed that you don't have any leader in this perilous time that the world is probably going to experience soon. But let me give you an idea of what this is coming your way. As much as they will likely tell you that you know, you're going to make so much, Nigeria is going to make so much money from oil when this war finally rages and, you know, probably gets to what God knows where it will get to, right? You make so much money from oil and all of that. But remember this, even when they made so much money from oil during the Gulf War, during the different other oil boom period in your history, right? The only people who benefited from that are those criminal politicians and their friends so far. It's never in the benefits of any one of you. So don't jump up and down and say what is going on in Russia or Ukraine probably will be in favor of Nigeria. Whoever found themselves trapped in anywhere around them, they should find their way back home. No, you will be so ignorant to even repeat that or believe that yourself. But let me give you an idea, something you should know. We know that presently we don't know where this is going to end, but we know how it started and we know where we are now, right? It is no longer about who is right or who is wrong anymore. The whole world is about to go mental. If this current one is not even an admission to that mental dome, okay? But let me give you a bit of background so that I can take you to where I'm going to. Russia said they don't want their former Soviet countries to join NATO. NATO is where you have UK, France, America, and some other world Western power, so to say. Yeah. So, long story short, the Russians said they understood that Ukraine is eventually going to join that NATO, right? So the moment the breakaway region in Ukraine,
right? Once they got the backing of Russia, it was an invitation, okay? Now, if the fear of joining NATO or joining EU is the reason why Russia is taking this huge risk, because it's a huge risk. Yeah, at least presently, we have seen what the world have done to the financial sector of Russia, economy, technology. Some of these things you are not going to see their impact soon. But what the world is not telling you is that people have not yet seen the sanction of Russia against the rest of the world. Some said it stood no chance. But wait, there are other factors too. So if this whole wahala was all about joining EU, joining NATO, and all of them, now that the bombing of Ukraine has escalated to what it is right now, yeah, the European Union or European Parliament, they have just unanimously supported the application of Ukraine to join EU. And you know that if this is the same EU countries that denied Ukraine the same right to join them, denied few other countries, Finland, few other countries like that from joining them, even when some of them wanted to join them for the protection from Russia. Remember that Russia is trying to protect Russia, and they don't want all these countries to join the West. These countries, in their own way, they want to join the West so that the West can protect them against Russia. Of course, you'll be like, waiting be our business with Russia and all of that. I'm coming, so pay attention, just pay attention. So now, the EU countries that didn't agree to allow Ukraine to join them in 2014 or thereabout, today, they have unanimously now voted that their application should be accepted. So there's going to be a time they're going to vote on it. Maybe now there is a window that they want to bring Ukraine into the EU in the next couple of days. Because the reaction of those who are in Europe right now is that everybody should group together and fight Russia. Do you get that now? So if Ukraine is approved as a member, even if NATO is not going to immediately start the war, yeah, Europe will bring what they call this defense shield for all of the rocket of Russia that will be sent to Ukraine the moment Ukraine is accepted as a member. And remember what people told us. So I am not a seer. Now for here they try to add one and two together, and most of the time, yeah, they do give a clear clue of what is going on. Are you with me? It was on this same wahala that they have told us that the countries that Russia really want to fight, they are yet to get involved in this. And remember when Putin said, all of you should stay away. Mind your business. If you get involved, they will fight back too. Normally, when they talk about Russia, the first thing that comes to mind of so many is that Russia get nuke, Russia get bomb. Don't worry, that's a story for another day. But the point now is that so the what do you call it? The option, let me say the view that Ukraine is not the real target. Ukraine is just a bait. And this could be the start of the World War III. I don't want to be a warmonger or a fearmonger, but I'm just telling you that just dot the line now, okay? So countries are joining mouths, sanctioning Russia, this or that. Some of them are sanctioning Russia, and especially, Russia provides 40% of the what do you call it? The gas and fuel that they need to power homes, to heat the homes, to power your factories in Europe. 40%. So all of these sanctions, so many people believe that until they sanction Russian oil, which many European countries are in bed with. So replacing the supply of Russia, it is only when they cut off Russia oil, that is when they can say indeed they have wrecked Russia. Well, like I said, Russia hasn't reacted yet. And if what Putin said about if you get involved, you should then just deal with whatever come your way. If Putin decide, and for those who have been monitoring the Ukraine war as well, they have killed a lot of Russian soldiers as we speak. They have killed a lot of Russian soldiers. They've killed a lot of civilians and all that. And according to people, it seems the war is not going according to Putin's plan. But those who actually believe that they know him better, they said Putin is yet to put forward, or Russia is yet to put forward the real soldiers, the real fighters. Whatever that is, the one that caught my own attention is that mind your business. Mind your business. But Nigeria made the statement, whether it's one of those jab and one of those free talk. They said they are going to sanction Russia. That is Nigeria. And that can be a joke. Nigeria look up to Russia for weapons and wheat. Which is the other one? They call it wheat. Wheat. A lot of it. In fact, a lot of it. And so many other things that Nigeria codedly import from China. From Russia. Russia, China, then be paddy. Nigeria, under Buhari, is indebted to Russia for, up to the 5th generations of Nigerians. If Nigeria existed for another, let's say another 60 years, the next 60 years, those who are going to come every generation, every decade like that, they are going to be subservient to the China or Chinese. You know what I'm talking about? So Nigeria is making mouth an indebted country, poor country, and a shameless country with shameless leaders, but who somehow love to pride themselves as the giant of Africa, proud Nigerians. Do you get what I'm saying now? So if Ukraine joins EU, that means Putin's prayer is answered. Whatever Putin says he has in stock, whatever many of you believe that Russia is capable of, that means it is gloves, the gloves are off. The worst is there. It is either Putin decide to go after those who are going to defend Ukraine, including Nigeria. Let me tell you this, in Ukraine as we speak, with the collaboration of the West, eventually, many of you who are still walking the street of Lagos right now, walking the street of Kano, the street of Port Harcourt, still figuring out what Nigeria is going to be like and what is it going to be like your 2023 and every other thing you have in mind, how we go take Duam in the next 6 months. You may find yourselves lining up and queuing in front of a Ukrainian embassy, American embassy, British embassy, and so many embassies in Nigeria recruiting you for war. in Ukraine and all other places. I'm saying this to you right now because I decided to go back to read about how this wahala of World War II started, and with what I'm witnessing right now, yeah, it is looking similar. And for those who probably feel like it may not be so, okay, this is also an opportunity for others who have been viewing it in their own way too. They said, when the rogues in Nigeria, when everything comes down fully, the rogues in Nigeria, they have places to run to. You probably don't have anywhere to run to if you are currently in Nigeria and you don't belong to the class of the oligarchs, the controllers of powers of Nigeria. Now, this is where you should have your own thinking now. This is it. When it gets to the stage where the whole world goes crazy, mad, and everybody's therefore looking for whatever they will call a shelter, wherever you found yourself or your family at the time, some of us feels like, and also this way, right? If you look at the current war in Ukraine and the preparedness of the rest of the West in one, how to defend Ukraine, and at the same time, how to rebuild Ukraine, right? You will realize that they've had everything figured out. And eventually what will happen is those who have plunged us into this current state in Nigeria, which indeed attached us to this world madness in a way, well, financially and otherwise, who are probably going to end up running away, like I said, yeah? There are many people like us who feels like at that point, you probably, before you get to that point, the Oyinbos and the rest of them have plans of what the start to be and what the end there will be. But for us back in Nigeria, how about we begin to also look inward ourselves? Because when the world goes into that chaotic moment, yeah, it could also be a moment of realignment among those who genuinely are tired of this contraption called Nigeria. Let me explain it to you better. Nigeria is going to be hit by the same financial crunch that the spillover of the war in Europe and possibly elsewhere will witness. Currently, Nigeria is facing serious financial crunch, a serious one, that the budget of Nigeria put it at 20 trillion naira, the budget of Nigeria. Nigeria will have to, Nigeria will be, borrowing 15 trillion of that projected budget for this year. In that budget, that is where they have their budget for their defense, their security, the budget for their infrastructure, the budget for the upkeep of the political office holders and the rest of them. And when you look at where they are going to go and look for this money, you figure out that these are the countries or the world power that are going to be getting involved in war soon. And therefore, number one, it is obvious that Nigeria is likely never going to see even 40% of what they intend to borrow, which would then spill back over to the rest of you back in that Nigeria, increase poverty, increase hardship, and then also increase crime. You are not alien to that. That's not going to be a biggie, if we put it that way. But to some of us who believe that their failure that has brought us to this state could also be an advantage for us never to be involved again in validating an extension of this madness, right? There is no other time where people can demand for a change in how things are done in their own country, especially when Nigeria holds their existence to this these world powers who are borrowing the money. Some of you are going to be forced into some of you are going to be conscripted forcefully into this war in 6 months time if this doesn't end soon, right? Then the spillover, like I said, as a Yoruba man, we know what Nigeria may drag, and Nigeria has dragged us into, and we know what Nigeria will continue to drag us into. The economic crunch that our people are suffering from is because we are part of that Nigeria. They're asking you right now to jump up, okay? To what do you call it? Jump up and get ready for 2023 election. What does that mean? That simply means that please join us in validating an extension of the fraudulent country that a president of such country, even your political office holders, right? They would never ever use the same system they actually give or build for you. So there's no other time other than now when normally you will say Nigeria has no capacity to wage too many wars as this Buhari gang are doing right now. But with the level of fear, poverty, and the weaponization of same, they have managed to maintain the course of this fraudulent arrangement so far, okay? So I picked something up. I remember when somebody told me that, why is this so hard that the people who want to break away from this chain of Armageddon called Nigeria, so that you don't get to share in the mystery of the failed rogue leaders that transcend just those who live in that country, even to those who live beyond. Why is it that those who wanted this freedom have never really challenged the cause of the problem? And what is that? The fraudulent constitution. But something happened. I was kind of browsing through the internet as usual, and I just came across this, and I was like, Nigeria, or let me say, the Nigerian lawmakers, they are amending Nigeria constitution, that 1999 constitution. I have seen organizations, I've seen groups, I've seen so many people come out to condemn the fraudulent constitution, that amending it is never going to be the solution at all. Trashing it, and then conducting a referendum where people are going to say, have a say or an input into what goes into a book they will call a constitution. At least ask them if they still want to be part of this fraudulent arrangement, not go into a corner and start amending and amending, right? I don't know if many of you have paid attention. I mean, I've heard about that. Nigeria parliaments are again amending the constitution to make way for some certain things that are likely going to be the crack in the wall that some organized groups who believe that the best deal for Nigeria is for Nigeria to break up, not by war as we are seeing right now, the bloodshed. Nigerians are not fighting themselves because they want to break up. No, it is the criminals in power that are using the instrument of states, unleashing violence on peaceful people who are peacefully asking for a referendum. Call for a referendum, call for one. Let us conduct one. People who are asking for this peacefully, the violence you are witnessing today are being unleashed on them by the criminals, the rogues, past, present, those who are benefiting from this imbalance, unjust, unfair contraption called Nigeria. Not that the people are fighting themselves. It is not that the Igbos are fighting Hausas, the Hausas are fighting the Yorubas, Yorubas are fighting the Fulanis because they want to break away. No. It is because the criminals in charge of the government from head to toe in Nigeria, the criminal of the organized criminal establishments, PDP, APC, your pastors, your imam, and the rest of those who are benefiting from the rods, they are those who are waging a war on those who are asking for a referendum. And these are the same guys who are beginning to say they are amending the constitution. And I picked few up, and I think I should share that with you. You see, these people are planning. They are, it could be a World War III. And if there is a World War III, you probably will be before you get drafted to it, before you share in the mystery and the rest of them, you probably don't want to be as lost as those rogues who are possibly going to be all over the world with their families. Yeah. You want to take advantage of this and make a difference, but they are never going to give you that. Then I saw a crack. I saw a crack in it, and I think I should share that with you. I don't know if you have seen that. They are amending your constitution, your fraudulent constitution, right? And in them, they were doing something about local government or financial autonomy for states, the evolution of power, and then which other one? Yeah, this bill for independent candidacy, diaspora voting, fundamental human rights, and all that. But you see, this diaspora voting, as well as independent candidacy, these two caught my attention, especially the fact that I have the Revolution Now members of Mayegun's Diary Politico. These are the people who believe that if you disagree with a system, the best thing is to get involved and change it. If you don't, the people who are in charge of the rotten system, they are never going to do it for you. They are the people who believe that you need political power to make political decisions. And according to them, breaking up of Nigeria requires a political decision, because it's going to also require democratic decision. Referendum is a democratic decision of the people. The will to conduct the referendum is called the political will, the political, power to be able to conduct one. So many people disagree in the concept of how this should be done. But look at these people who believe that if you want to change it, then you indeed have to join them in changing it. Many of us don't believe in this rotten system. It is fear enough for us to go into the midst of our people and tell them that this is the way, this is not the way. Well, I saw the crack today. I decided to share it with you for the sake of those who believe in that concept too. Diaspora voting, they voted it out. They didn't pass it. But there is one they passed, independent candidacy. And there's something that actually, caught my attention about it. It says you can join and run for political office without joining any political parties, right? If you can get 25% of the voters in your area to sign that they endorse you to run as independent candidates. That caught my attention because it is a crack. We know how rigged their election is. We also know that there are those who genuinely believe that they could break them if they have a little bit of leverage. So this is the crack I'm talking about. If you are one of those who believe that for Nigeria to break up, the entire system that gives these rogues their power and influence, that system needs to break up as well. And for that system to break up, these rogues and criminals, old and young, they need to give way. Shebi, you believe that. This is time for you to perform your magic. I have told you, I don't vote. And there are many, many people out there that want to participate in the bloody election. But some of you believe in it, don't you? And you have your friends and families in your communities that you believe that you can indeed compel. Maybe you should go and give it a shot. Now you don't need PDP, you don't need APC. They said you need a youth party. Now you don't need a youth party. All the young people who were shouting end SARS time, you know those your influencers. If this is not a crack that they should exploit to decide their own future, I don't think they are actually seeing well, Leo. They are seeing well. Oh. If I'm not making any sense to them, who believe that go and get your voter's card, go and get your voter's card. If you think what I just said now is not making any sense, yeah, please, I want you to help me advise them better when you talk about taking a chance that they are trying to sell to you. I've told you many times that many of them don't believe in that Nigeria. You know that. It is the hypocrisy. It is the lies in them that makes them continue to spew out, I love Nigeria. Nigeria is my country. Nigeria is this, and they don't really love anywhere called Nigeria. If they do, they will do it right, especially the young people. They don't. Majority of them are waiting for their turn so that they can be the turn on your fleshes too. Everybody is waiting for their own turn because Nigeria is turn by turn Nigeria Limited, isn't it? So they were shouting, go and get your voter's card. Go and get your voter's card. When Atifku, Tifnumbu, and the rest of them started declaring, your influencer, NSAS protesters, and the rest of them who said the youth controlled the... I mean, it was so impressive. NSAS was so impressive. No joke, right? I'm saying that if registering a youth party is not kind of achievable now, yeah, well, they can run independently. Use social media, use the, go to your communities and chase these rogues who are deciding your future. Your criminal youth leaders, 80-year-old, 90-years-old men who are deciding your future. If to say you go and get voter's card, go and get voter's card, is not to go and vote for PDP, APC. Shebi, all of you said that now only PDP, APC can win election because they are the only ones who have structure. Listen, there is a new law. That law is going to allow you to go to your community, talk to them, and make sure 25% of the registered voters there endorse you. If you can get them to endorse you, INEC will put your name on your election, and you can go out there and solicit support. Even though Omoyele Sowore, that one has a political party. Omoyele Sowore, that they are trying to hijack his party. He is also running. He told us on Mayegun's Diary Political the last time he was here. He said he is going to be contesting for the election again. I bet many of you are already laughing. It's just so unfortunate that you prefer your ancestors. And that is why many of us don't believe in your elections. Again, somebody like me who believe in that political crack, if I see any of you independent candidates, yeah, we can tell the world about you. Indeed. So I'm going to take a quick one because I want to talk about this their crack stuff, okay? I'm going to take a quick break. And when I get back, we will continue with that. Don't go anywhere. Just a sec.
Liar.